Now tip number 5 relates to graphs, but isn't a full-blown graph. Suppose you want a mini graph. So for instance, I have got here 3 lines of data which summarizes the detached price, the flat or apartment price, and the sales volume over a few years. And I want just a little graph showing me how this changes. Well, you can have that by going to Insert, and you can see Sparklines. We have got 3 different kinds. I would stick to the first 2. So we have a line and a column. So when you click on it, it automatically fills where you want it to go, because that's where you already are, but it's got to ask where is your data. So I'm going to highlight the data and click OK. And you can see a little line graph has now appeared next to it. If I want that for the flat price, no problem. I just copy, Control and C for copy, or I go over to the home and copy, and then paste, Control and V, or paste over here. And I do the same for the sales volume. And you can see the sales volume is a radically different type of sparkline in terms of the way it dips. Now I'm going to increase the height so we can really see the variations in all of these sparklines. So what else can we do with sparklines? Well, we can highlight the high point, the low point. We can highlight all of the points if you so wish. And we can also highlight where it's different, the first point and the last point. We can also highlight any negative points if there happen to be any negative numbers. We can also highlight them. But if you've got negative numbers, it would probably be best to have this as a column chart. So let's change this in Sparkline Tools, Design, Column Chart, and now we can clearly see which one of these is a negative number. Now I'm going to add a new row, and this will be the change in the detached price per year. So that is equal to the current year minus the previous year's price. So sometimes that will be positive and sometimes that will be negative. So we can see that quite easily in a column type. So here we can see this particular few years positive and then negative and so forth. Now if I was to change that to a win-loss, then all that does is it puts all of the positive figures right to the top and all of the negative figures right to the bottom. So it's not really as illustrative. Now what I can also do, if I just undo all of that, is say these should be on the same axis. So you can see they look like they start at the same value and they go up to roughly the same value, but looking at the figures, they are vastly different. The apartment or flat price starts at 40,000, whereas the detached price starts at 95,000. So if I highlight these two, I can group them together. And then in the axis, I can say that I want the minimum value to be the same for all sparklines and the maximum value to be the same for all sparklines. And now you can really see the difference in these two sparklines. And if at the end you decide you don't want them, no problem. Just go to Sparkline Tools, Design, and Clear, and that gets rid of them. So Sparklines, a very quick way of being able to summarize data. It will allow you to show highs, lows, first, lasts, negative numbers, and you've got 3 different kinds, though as I said, I recommend you stick to the first 2, line and column. Sparklines.